Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Brothers and sisters, excuse me, brothers and sisters, how you guys doing today? Got a very interesting topic. Whoopsie. I'm playing the YouTube and also watching myself on. Wow, that's not a good start. How you guys doing? Let me know in the live chat if you guys are doing well. Something fairly controversial has just transpired, or just recently transpired. I think the title is pretty self-explanatory. Satanic Verses and Salman Rushdie stabbing. So yes, just recently. I don't know if it was earlier today or yesterday, but I mean, it depends what time zone you're in. But within the last 48 hours, I know for sure. I think last 24 hours actually. Last 24 or 48 hours. Salman Rushdie, he's the author of the book The Satanic Verses, was stabbed and attacked. I believe it was in London. Now, just to be clear, I got to make this clear from the get-go. I condemn this 100%, completely condemn this, all right? However, there is something I do want to point out about the way some Christian apologists are going about this and what's the general response, or at least the response by some people I've seen. Because I came across this morning and I felt like this deserved a stream. But yeah, but I'll get to showing you guys what I found in just a moment. I'll give it a minute for some people to show up. I will, however, first play. I'll share. I should say, share a what do you call it? I'll share the response. I'll share the refutation to this argument very, very quickly. I mean, in a nutshell, it's a very simple. It quite literally is a very, very short response. So here, I'll just find it really quickly for you guys. Here we go. First, I gotta share my screen. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Please let me know if you guys my voice is. Oh snap! My voice. Oh snap! I just realized my microphone was way down. It was like way on the floor in the corner. Now that must sound better. Oh my god! I hope you guys were able to hear me that whole time. Oh snap! I feel bad. You know what? It's fine. Anyway, so do I have to start over? Oh snap! Do I have to start over? Okay. I haven't done much. Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This feels so weird. It's just the problem is you guys probably couldn't hear me because my microphone was way down low. All right. Anyway, assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Salman Rushdie was. Oh, I'm fine. Oh, thank you, Adi. So were you able to hear me that whole time? Because my microphone was like my microphone now is like much closer to my face. Before it was like on the floor. It's weird. Okay, but I'm sure it sounds better now. I hope it does. I mean, if there's no difference, then it's either a bad mic or I don't know. But anyway, I will go ahead and share this response. It's literally the response itself is like 30 seconds, like something, but obviously it's extended a little bit just to make it a better point. But here, I'll go ahead and share this. Share screen. Bear with me 1 second, guys. There we go. Share tab audio. Okay, here we go. Beautiful. Yalla, bismillah.
Of our top 10 reasons Muhammad is not a prophet, I have to go with the Satanic Verses. So what is Muhammad saying here? You pagans, you polytheists want to continue praying to Allah, not. That's okay with Allah. He says these goddesses will carry your prayers to Allah. So polytheism got Muhammad's stamp of approval. Well, Muhammad bowed down in honor of receiving this revelation. His followers bowed down and the pagans bowed down too. They were overjoyed that Muhammad was promoting polytheistic worship in Mecca. But a little later, Muhammad came back and said, those verses I gave, the devil made me do it. And that's his story. That as he was receiving the true revelations of Surah 53, Satan stepped in and gave him the false revelation. And he just couldn't tell the difference between the revelation from God and a revelation from Satan until Gabriel came along later and informed him what he had done.
All right, very briefly, I challenge David. I challenge to all the Christian apologists one authentic report about the Satanic Verses. That's all I'm asking for. There's nothing.
For them to appeal to the story is once again pure desperation.
How about Aaron? Didn't Aaron teach people to worship?
Well, he was involved in making the golden calf, according to the Bible. Then Solomon built temples for pagan gods towards the end of his life. But these are still true prophets, according to David. So
Solomon's also a prophet, by the way, or
Solomon's a prophet. The Jews recognize him as a prophet, and if you read clear passages about him, and that it's clear that he was inspired as a prophet.
So basically, teaching polytheism doesn't conflict with one being a prophet in the Old Testament.
No, because there's 3 books of the Bible. There's 3 books in the Bible attributed to Solomon: Ecclesiastes, Proverbs, and Song of Solomon. And he became an idol worshipper towards the end of his life, and those books are still there. Yeah, don't ask me. I'm not Christian.
So I mean, yeah, it's that simple. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. There it is. Oh, yeah, I mean, it quite literally is that simple. There isn't a single authentic narration of this story. It doesn't exist. It's that simple. It does not exist. But anyway, if you guys could share the link, I'd appreciate it. Share the link with whoever you know. Would be much appreciated. I'm sharing it with some people I know at the moment. Bear with me 1 second. Let me see here. Yeah, I think I'll be fine if I do that. I guess I might as well put the link out if anyone wants to come and join. Here we go. That should do it. Link is up. Whoever wants to join, Bismillah. Sorry, guys. I have a bit of a tickle in my throat, so don't mind me if I cough every minute or so. But anyway, I will get to showing you guys in just a moment what the response has been and how Christian apologists are taking advantage, which is quite disgusting, right? You're taking advantage of the attack on an individual to basically repeat his now here's the thing. If he had a good argument, now I know this might sound subjective, but if he had a good argument, then maybe. But the problem is this argument, it's literally that easy to refute. There isn't a single authentic narration on this story. It's literally just a story you guys want to be true. Quite literally, it's just a story you want to be true. I mean, I'm sure, as Christians, you would not, monotheism is like your worst enemy. So it wouldn't surprise me if, it would be like a dream come true to you if the prophet of God, the prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the biggest thorn in your side was if there was a fake story about him preaching polytheism, because you would love that. You would love that because we all know who, objectively, logically, if you were to present Islam and Christianity to any objectively thinking person, I'm going to say the to be honest, I would think all, but I'm going to say the overwhelming majority of those people would say, yeah, clearly Islam is more monotheistic than you guys. You guys claim to be monotheistic, and maybe they'd be like, okay, yeah, I get it. It's kind of a concept of monotheism, but Islam's monotheism is just much more straightforward and like that's monotheism, period. Like no monotheism, but like no buts and ands and, having to add extra details at the end. No, God is one. Halas, done. Period. No extra. I don't know. Like no extra fluff. No extra fluff, right? We got a guest showing up. I'm about to bring you on the stream. You have your camera on. If you want to leave it on, that's fine. But just letting you know you have it on. All right, bringing you on right now. My man Ali, what's going on, man?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. Just a little bit tired. Just got back from work. in my
Gotcha.
own little game.
Gotcha.
Yeah, how's everything with you, brother?
I'm good, man. Alhamdulillah. I woke up this morning and I found Facebook was going crazy with this with all this drama that's ensuing after this incident that just took place, right after the attack that just took place. Because I'm in a few Facebook groups where a couple of other fairly well-known Christian apologists are. I'm talking Christian apologists like Samuel Green. I'm talking apologists like Stephen Atkins. I'm talking a number of different apologists, right? And those are the two main ones in this group, but they were going absolutely crazy over this, like jumping on it. You know what I'm saying? Jumping on the trend, you could say. And to be honest, I was a bit surprised, but also not surprised. I mean, what else do you expect from these people? But at the same time, it's almost like recycling. Sorry, walaikum assalam, M. Jimbo, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Feel free to click the link if you'd like to.
Walaikum assalam.
But this is like recycling 101, right? It's like, this argument, I mean, you just heard the response. It's literally that easy. Not a single authentic report on this story. We're done. Next, right? But, of course, this is their opportunity. This is just their opportunity. I can't speak. Their opportunity to that's not funny. Their opportunity to re-legitimize, not legitimize, re-legitimize. Because unfortunately, these things at one point had some legitimacy. But I mean, when responses like this are made, it's that easy. But, okay, this is just our opportunity in case there are any Muslims out there who aren't really familiar with polemics or apologetics, who aren't familiar with the story. Okay, this is just our it's like a marketing opportunity, unfortunately, which is kind of disgusting, right? To use the stabbing or the attack of an individual. It's not surprising, but it's also a bit a bit shady, don't you think?
No, I think it's very, very shady. I mean, even looking at that video itself, and notice it's literally within the context of how you know that they know that they're being purposely deceptive. Because even as he mentioned when it comes to what was it? Al-Tabari. The name itself, for one, typically when you want to give a source out, any source, whether it's secular or non-secular, you describe, like, if you describe their credentials. Who are they? But even just the fact that he just said At-Tabari, don't know who he is, didn't mention anything about him, not saying, he's a historian.
I doubt he knows. I doubt he knows, to be quite
exactly
honest.
The fact that he felt the need to not include exactly who At-Tabari is. But wait a minute, looking at it from the layman non-Muslim. Wait a minute, that sounds Muslim, or that sounds like So yeah, that sounds so. He must be, he wrote this in Islam, so he must know what he's talking about. So of course, and it adds on to what I want to believe. It's a confirmation bias at its best. So literally, the fact that he's withholding certain information on purpose, knowing that the layperson would not take the time to just go and research who that person is or what that person is an expert of. But nonetheless, they'll purposely not want to do that because they want to confirm their own. When you want to believe something is true, you're not going to do anything that could compromise that bias.
No. If you have an agenda, a very, very clear agenda. Now, here's the thing. Now, this story is found in two different sources, if I'm not mistaken. Ibn Ishaq and At-Tabari, Tarikh At-Tabari, right? Now, both of these sources, as far as I'm aware, now, just to be clear, Ibn Ishaq is not himself an unreliable narrator. At-Tabari, same thing. However, if you go and read Ibn Ishaq's title, he explicitly says none of the sanad in my book are authenticated. That's your job. I'm just giving it to you guys. I'm gathering them all. You guys have to check them out. You guys have to authenticate yourself, right? And I actually, if you check out one of my most recent response videos, there was a story. I believe it was. I think it was Tarikh At-Tabari, where I actually did that in front of you guys. I actually did that. I took a narration that obviously he just goes, it's in Tabari, done. I actually went through the narration, through the isnad, and showed which narrator was inauthentic. It took me forever to find that information because I'm a bit new at this, but I found it and I presented it. Obviously, he's not going to do that because that doesn't get views for him. Now, I want to show you guys something really cool right here. This is what I woke up to find. Let me just share my screen. By the way, guys, the link is in the StreamYard. You guys in the live chat. You guys can feel free to join. You guys are doing good now. Let me see. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. Now, this right here is what I woke up to. We got Samuel Green here. Yeah, hold on. Let me I'm sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. My sister just came home. Sorry about that. I was telling her, like, I was like, hey, I'm on stream. And just as she's like just outside the camera, I'm like, just stop it. Listen. Like, get
Big brother mode.
It's like, get the hint, man. I'm sorry. Anyway, love you. Anyway, let me just zoom in on this, make it a bit easier for you guys to read. Okay, now let's check. Now, you guys, I want you guys to check this out. The horrific attack on Salman Rushdie was because he wrote the book, The Satanic Verses. Rushdie did not invent the title. It refers to a well-documented event in Muhammad's life. This article explains the event from Islamic sources and may help you to understand why Rushdie chose it and why some Muslims react strongly to it. Now, here's the thing. Now, this is a link to the notorious Answering Islam, the terrifying, undefeated Answering Islam. Let's check it out. Hold on, let me. I'm gonna have to stop sharing this right now. Let me share this up because I have opened a new tab. So let me. I want to show you guys just the first like 2 paragraphs. What's going on here? Give me 1 second. Again, bear with me just 1 second. Stop that. Next screen. Aha, here we go. All right, now let me zoom in on this now. Make it a bit easier for you guys to read. Was that good enough? I think that's good. All right.
Yes, that's good enough.
Yeah. I'll make it a little bit more. I'm gonna be charitable today. There we go. That's better. All right. Now, this is the introduction. It goes down quite a ways. Now, you might be wondering, what are they doing? If this argument is so easily refuted, just watch. The Satanic Verses refer to an event in Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's life, which Muslim scholars call the story of the cranes. I don't know if that's true or not, but it is in the name of, but blah, blah, blah. This event is recorded and accepted as authentic, but listen carefully. Recorded and accepted as authentic by the earliest Islamic biographers, Ibn Ishaq and Ibn Sa'd. Ibn Sa'd is, if I'm not mistaken, he's the narrator in the Tabari, if I'm not mistaken. It was standard part of the early Muslims, blah, blah, blah. At-Tabari records several accounts of it. Ibn Taymiyyah accepted, excuse me. And now, first of all, I'm not aware of Ibn Taymiyyah accepting as authentic, even if he did for the sake of argument. That's fine. We're not obligated to accept what Ibn Taymiyyah accepts as authentic. But hold on a second. And Imam Bukhari gives a partial account. Basically, this is an admission right here that it's not in Bukhari. He doesn't narrate it, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So Ibn Ishaq, let's go through. So Ibn Ishaq, let's just go through the list. Ibn Ishaq, he narrates it. He doesn't claim it's authentic. He just, like I said, he doesn't claim anything in his book is authentic or inauthentic. He tells you, here are the sources, here are the narrations. You guys check them out. Same thing with At-Tabari, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the narrator in Ibn Sa'd, but I could be wrong about that. Although At-Tabari and Ibn Ishaq are the only 2 sources I'm aware of this story, including the controversial part of it, right? Because this story, the overall story did happen. This is an actual event that happened in the Prophet's life, but the actual controversial part of it that these guys are using is only found Ibn Ishaq and At-Tabari. That's all far as I'm aware.
That's actually like even today, when we look at all historians, even when we describe a historical event, of course there's going to be multiple historians from different places recording or at least writing down different things of that same event. However, even today, not all historians we see as either credible or not credible, not some of them more trustworthy than others. And even when it comes to certain historical events, certain things you can say, oh, well, this did not happen. And even the processes of how secularly, how they look for these historical events, they'll say, okay, well, this historian says this, but that most likely didn't happen. Or this historian says this, or that's most likely didn't happen. So even that kind of process they take to try to figure out, did it actually happen? Did it not happen? Or did this person say it like it was? Or did he not say it like it was? Was he trying to embellish certain things? They do that a lot, except when it comes to, except when it comes to the Satanic Verses.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, to be quite honest, monotheism would be satanic in their view. I get it. But, But anyway, basically the entire and you guys, I'm not gonna go through, it's a very long article. You guys can check it out yourself. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you want, basically the majority of this, because they know what we're gonna say. They know this. They know that Muslims today don't accept this because there is no authentic hadith on it. That simple, right? All right. Now here's the thing. But this story was floating around. Just because we don't accept it today, that doesn't mean the story never was floating around. Yeah, of course. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been recorded. The story and many other false stories were floating around. But if it's not found in any hadith, I'm talking the controversial part of it, the part where he was supposedly getting verses from Satan. If that portion is not found in any authentic hadith, khalas, habibi, done. We're done. But
and again, notice the context again. It says Orthodox Islam now rejected, meaning at some point in time we accepted it. It's only now we see that, oh, wait a minute, this is a problem. Let's not reject it. So there's many little innuendos and insinuations when it comes to, oh well first they realized there was an issue, and so they had to do something about it. Now they accept it because they realized how much of an issue it was. It's these assumptions being made that could lead to a certain insinuations that they're cleverly trying to leave footprints on by little word comments. So it's even just the language alone kind of explains their shadiness and deception, really.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, to be quite honest, but from what I can see, most of this article is them trying to justify. Basically, what they go is, well, you know what? This event made sense to have happened. We don't have any authentic sources on it, but we can prove that it may have happened. It is possible it happened, which doesn't matter to us. We're Jesus, would you be okay if we were to say, Jesus may not have been crucified? Would you be fine with that? No, they wouldn't be fine with that, right? Maybe this happened, maybe it didn't happen. Well, I mean, if maybes and probablys are okay when you're arguing against Islam, well, I mean, then have a taste of your own medicine. But no, yeah.
We really need to be careful here because for me, I'm a huge fan of history. I love. Are you okay, brother? You got a little cough going
I have
on.
a tickle. I have a bit of a tickle in my throat. That's why. Last couple of days.
Ginger tea fixes it right up.
Yeah, fair enough.
But so even when it comes to history, one of the things that we have a tendency to do, even historians we have a tendency to do, due to our biasness, we have this. Historians have this idea of when they write things down at that time, or when they record things down, they record false things that they know are false, but just because the subject that they're writing it about looks like or fits the description of what that falseness entails. And I'm gonna give you a little example. Do you by any chance know of the name Marie Antoinette in the French Revolution?
No. Oh wait.
Okay.
Is she the one who assassinated that? No, wait. Never. It sounds familiar. Now, when you said French Revolution, now I kind of made that.
Okay. All right. So I just use one thing that we like in a non-secular way. The story of the woman caught in adultery in the Bible.
Yeah.
Most Christian scholars, not just historians, most Christian scholars will say that that story was not part of the earliest manuscripts of the Gospel of John. However, so they'll say it was forged. However, why do they believe it? Even Christians to this day that know that it's forged still choose to believe it. Why? Because even at that time, it looks as if that's what Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, would do. He fits the description. Even though it's forged, it's not the point. Wait a minute. Even though it's forged, but you could see the character that they're trying to portray as Jesus. You could see him doing something like that. So because you can see that, you can picture that. I could picture Jesus. He would do something like that. So you're more likely to believe in that because you think he would do something like it. Confirms what you already believe. So it goes back again to, wait a minute, even though this is false, it's not necessarily the problem here. The problem here is because I know he would do something like that, I don't care whether or not it's false. Even to this day, people have some sort of cognitive dissonance when you talk about that, the adulterous woman. Even Christian scholars that know it's false still choose to talk about it. It's
something funny. This would be the equivalent of us saying, so for example, the story of the adulterous woman, for many centuries, people thought that was authentic, right? So even if we were to accept this for the sake of argument that, yeah, Muslims at some point thought this was authentic, right? Okay, for the sake of argument, let's accept that, all right? Did Christians historically believe for many centuries the story of the adulterous woman was true? Yes, they did. But now Christian scholarship today says, no, it's not authentic. We have evidence to demonstrate that it's not authentic, whatever that is, right? It's not exactly the same, but same idea. At one point, people believed it was authentic, but because of new evidence, it's no longer authentic. That'd be like us saying, no, it has to be authentic. It's authentic. It fits our agenda. It's authentic. That wouldn't make any sense. That'd be dishonest. Now, it's not exactly the same because it's something that was added, right? And a lot of people don't realize, because one argument they make is, well, hold on. Why would Muslims talk about this story? So for example, they have this argument. Well, hold on. If this story was basically like the issue of embarrassment, they'll say, you know what? This is an embarrassing story. Why would Muslims make it up? First of all, we don't know who may have made this up. We don't know what their motive is. That's an argument from silence, saying, oh, well, it must be true. Or it must be true because a lot of people were talking about it, and people wouldn't just make this up about the Prophet. Well, how do you know? Who made it up? Do you know the guy who made it up? Do you know the guy who came up with the story? No, you don't. For all we know, it could have been an enemy of Islam. We have no idea.
Exactly.
That's the point, right? If I'm not mistaken, one of the narrators of this event, at least in one of the narrations, is Al-Waqidi, who's one of the biggest liars in Islam. He was literally, if I'm not mistaken, called the liar of Medina. I mean, how much worse could he's one of the, like, every student of hadith knows the name Al-Waqidi, biggest liar in Islamic history, one of them, right? So that this isn't like this isn't again like some conspiracy theory, just like us just denying reality. No authentic narration, no relevance. It literally is that simple. You know what I'm saying, man? And I thought I thought I read where they used the name Al-Waqidi in this link. Maybe I can't find it now. If I find it, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, be sure to answer that. No, I'm kidding. No.
My apologies. It's unfortunate. That's my sister. So she sees that I'm in my own.
I see.
She's trying to use the den because this year is our family den where we'll try to go and get some own quiet time, and I think she's trying to use it. So.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Maybe I'm mixing things up. I don't know. Excuse me. I thought they mentioned Al-Waqidi here, but I can't find it. If I find it, I'll let you guys know. But by the way, guys, the link is in the live chat. If anyone wants to come on, feel free. But but just we do have to reiterate this. We definitely do condemn this attack. 100%, hands down. Period. This actually is something we're gonna have to do. We have to deal with now, right? This attack, the fact that, to be quite honest, nobody asked Christians to condemn when, actually, remember, Ali, do you remember in Nigeria, it was like, I think it was 3 months ago, there was this woman who was killed for supposedly committing blasphemy, a Christian woman, right? Now, maybe you heard of it, maybe you didn't, but they were going crazy about it on Clubhouse. The Christians were going crazy about it on Clubhouse. Here's the thing. The very next day, a pregnant Muslim woman was murdered, and I didn't see a single Christian room on the topic. Not even a mention. You know what I'm saying?
Let's not talk about that though. Let's not talk about that.
Nah. Why?
It's not important.
Why would we? Why? What's the point? Right? Why would we do that?
Right?
No. Is it so? Yeah.
Even because again, us here living in the States, we all hear about I think his name was Dylan Roof, when he went to a church and he killed a whole bunch several people at a church, and it was national news, not only about racism, but even when it comes to it was big. It was very, very big, very, very big. But yet, I believe it was New Zealand, the Christchurch, Christchurch? Yes. It's actually a city. Wow, it's a city. But yet you hear not much coverage about that. A whole lot of times, even in my house alone, when we talk about how this Muslim, this mosque this masjid got attacked, even during Ramadan, I think it was last Ramadan, I believe, of last year, when the masjid got attacked in Jerusalem. And you didn't really hear much people say anything about that. Literally, during Taraweeh prayer, during Ramadan, it was attacked, and you didn't really hear as much. Now, let someone try to attack the Catholic Church on whatever, I don't know what kind of big holiday is that, or Christmas or something like that. But we don't
doesn't
we can
matter.
see the, or if a Muslim. That's why we're to this day we're very, very sensitive when it comes to a Muslim doing, because again, people will take that one act one Muslim does and say, oh, you see, this is what their faith is talking about. This is the faith. This is what the faith is trying to do. If someone says, I'm doing this because of Islam, I'm stuck for the law. Oh, that's what the faith is talking about. If someone says, I'm doing this like the KKK, I'm doing this because it says so in the Bible. Well, no, he's just he's just deluded. He's just lost. That's not what Christianity stands for. That's not what this stands for. But Islam, what's what Islam stands for. And we could see this downright fear and hatred and just overall injustice against Islam. We could literally just see it. It goes to the point today where even my own father, anytime we hear something on the news, we're just numb to it. We're saying, okay, we hear it, but nothing's gonna happen when it comes to a Muslim being attacked, like a woman, like a Muslim, or her hijab got pulled. We don't really hear much about that, and we're not going to. It's gone to the point where, as Muslims, we all know, even as Muslims, we all know it's not going to get much coverage because.
What about the 4 Muslims that were murdered in Albuquerque? Right? You heard about that?
Oh yeah, exactly.
I just remember that. The 4. I barely heard about that. I barely heard about that. I don't even remember. I didn't even hear about that like on some news channel. I heard about that like in some YouTube video. This was like a week ago. I forget, but I barely heard about that. And I'm like, hello. I was like, hello. Where you guys at? I'm saying, where you guys at? Hello? No. Okay. All right. I mean, I don't know if they've caught the guy yet. Maybe, I don't know, but Allahu Alam. It wasn't over one day, to be fair. It was over a year. But I mean, bro, let's be honest. If there was let's say a Muslim went and murdered one guy in January, and then another guy 2 months later, and it was the same guy, another guy 3 months later, bro, that'd be like the biggest manhunt in the world for like a whole year straight. You know what I'm saying? It's like everyone in the world, be on alert. Like, watch your backs.
I mean, even luckily for me, and again, I use this term very, very loosely. I don't particularly, as a Muslim African, I'm West African. As a Muslim living here, you don't really hear much of my accent because I grew up in the States. You don't hear me. People think,
you're not in the States. Where you at right now? You're not in the States right now?
No, I live in the States. I grew up in the States. Yeah, right now I'm in. I'm in the East Coast right now, bro. Come on, you know that.
Oh wait, you're in these. Okay, I'm making. I was like, it sounded like you were saying you were in Africa at the moment.
Oh no. So because I grew up in the States, I don't necessarily, I don't have much of an accent anymore. I don't necessarily look Muslim. That's the term I really get. Oh, every time I tell people, oh no, I'm Muslim. It's like, you're Muslim? It's like, you don't look Muslim. It's like, interesting. What's a Muslim supposed to look
Muslim? Like? Do I look Muslim? I mean, forget the beard. Do I?
Dude, I mean, you look so Muslim. It's not.
What the hell does that mean?
Apparently, it means so. And actually my sister and I, we literally found out, we had this one joke where we say, if I was to commit a crime against a stereotypical American, if it's another black person, it's black on black crime. If it's a white person, oh wait a minute, it's again I'm from a poor neighborhood. I'm from I grew up in a poor neighborhood. However, if they found out that he was Muslim, instantly terrorist. Instantly. As soon as you
100%. No doubt. No questions asked.
Instantly. So you can tell the topic being talked about changes as far as who exactly did it. So which goes in line as far as how all Muslims as far as what they're doing. When as soon as they find out, oh, he's Muslim, interesting. Even if it has nothing to do with the religion alone, he's instantly a terrorist. Instantly. So yeah. And unfortunately for me, I always have to. I'm not like you in that sense. I always have to tell people, because believe it or not, people don't believe me when I say I'm Muslim. Some people don't really believe me.
I mean,
that's it.
It's not the first guess people give about me. What is it? I don't know. I should ask maybe. It's like, what do I look like? What vibe do I give? It'd be like YouTuber. I don't know. Maybe Dow over Dunya. That's the vibe you give. Dow over Dunya. I can see it, and I can just see it on you.
I just see Chad when I look at you.
Wow. Okay. All right. I'm not white though. Do I look? Maybe I look white on. Maybe with the lighting, honestly, I look a little white, but no.
I just think Chad is an attitude, though, bruh, or the dude, the piece,
maybe.
Stuff like that. But anyways.
And guess what I just found? This is another thing I woke up to today. I mean, it's the same thing, but it's another person. Check this guy out. Look at this. Stephen Atkins, the guy I've had many conversations with this same guy. He's all bark and no bite, with all due respect. Well, kind of, not really. The religion of peace and tolerance strikes again with a violent attack on Salman Rushdie and the Satanic Verses. So there you go, man. It's what do you call it? Like I said, re-legitimizing a terrible argument. It's just, like, they don't care that it's an argument that's been refuted. They don't care that they're inauthentic sources. They know. In fact, in that link I showed you guys before, one of the things they try to do is they actually, instead of just admitting, there's no authentic source, hadith on the matter. What they do is they attack the science of hadith. They go, well, sahih is kind of subjective. Exactly. It's like, so, okay, man, bro, just admit it. Just admit it. You got nothing. You're digging for scraps. Just admit it. Mm-hmm. Okay.
They try to attack the credibility of it all. The credibility, even the lack of credibility. They're saying, wait a minute, well, Muslims say it's not necessarily authentic, but what do we know? How can you tell it's not authentic? Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Oh.
So how could you actually tell if it's not authentic? How would you know for sure? Trying to bring skepticism to it. You could use that to either delegitimize or relegitimize. Like you said, you say it's not real.
I'm not an
how do you know that for
science
sure?
Of hadith. You're not. I mean, maybe you are. We're not experts on the science of hadith, right? But I mean, these guys aren't either. That's for sure. These guys definitely aren't. If you're gonna just attack the science, okay, attack the science, but don't make arguments and then say we got no evidence, but we're gonna attack the science to support our. Well, they have answers. They've given justifications for their arguments, exactly. But they know that they're not valid. They know, you can justify it. You can say, well, you know what? We think Muhammad, peace be upon him, probably did do this because, I mean, it makes sense for him to do this because we believe he also was this and that, the other. Oh, look, there was another time where he did that. It's just a bunch of like, you know what? Yeah, you're right, but it could have been true for this reason. It's like, okay, could have been true, could have this, doesn't matter.
I mean, I also think about this too, because again, you and I, we live in the States.
Yeah.
And I actually found this a couple months ago. Guess what the population is of Muslims in this country is? Do you know?
Is it?
What do you think? If you had to guess,
it was around 1%, if I remember. So was it 3 million?
Wow, 1%. I actually don't know the exact number, but I do know Muslims are 1% of this country, and those are just Muslims.
That would be about 3 million Muslims, because we're like 300 million, 350 million, somewhere between there.
Yeah, it's around that range. So, yeah. And I believe over 70% of citizens of people here in this country identify as Christian. I believe it's 17% for atheistic/agnostic. So you could even include them too. What I mean by that is people who, for one, would say that they will believe Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, was crucified, astaghfirullah, on the cross. They,
Son of God,
is the Son of God, or because even you have atheists that believe it happened, that believe he was crucified, but don't necessarily believe in him. So even that alone, you have an overwhelming majority of people, not even just in the world, but even the biggest mass media source in the world, because the U.S., when it comes to media wise, it's not even close as far as who controls the media. The powerhouse of media. Exactly. And there just so happens to be what? Christians for the most part. So anything that they use, what would you say most Christians would say about Islam? Oh, well, the Prophet ﷺ saw the devil on instead it wasn't Angel Gabriel, or like, so it literally, that's been the agenda they've been trying to spin for the longest time. And one of the biggest, they need the quote unquote satanic verses. They need that to come back to people, especially now regarding, oh, whoa, these Muslims they tried stabbing Salman Rushdie. That means they know it's true. That means they know it's something about it. That means they can't. So basically, they're trying to make Salman Rushdie a martyr.
Right.
They're trying to make him a martyr. and little by little, that's what they're going to spend, and they're using, and Christian apologists are using that, and then they're not going to let it go. I kid you not, they're not going to let this go. They're going to continue it and bring it on and on and on again, because it's something to hold on to.
Right. No, I mean, the thing is, on one of my response video, by the way, I want to make a correction. In my response video, I responded to a similar argument from David, but it wasn't this exact argument. It was about the Prophet Sallallahu supposedly being suicidal. I went through narration. So that was just a correction I had to make. But regardless, same thing. Because the thing is, he quoted Tariq al-Tabari. This is also found Tariq al-Tabari. That's why I got confused. But in any case, it's quite simple. Arguments done with, just move on. Find a new trend. This would be like, you know what I'm saying? It's like when what are those people called when they're still stuck on trends from like 10 years ago? I don't know what those people are called, but
boomers. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Is it boomers, or is this like someone who's old fashioned? I don't know.
You might as well bring back the moon god argument. I mean, just stick with that.
Oh yeah.
stick with the moon god argument. Stick with the whole, Islam promotes X, Y, and Z. Oh, stick with the whole Muhammad was a. I'm not gonna finish the sentence.
Don't do that. No.
Yeah. I'm not gonna finish the sentence. Just stick to arguments like that. I mean, those are. I mean, they're quite dumb, but like at least they're not based upon the death of they're not based upon the stabbing of an individual, because I don't think he's died. I think he survived. But regardless, at least those aren't based off of a stabbing. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. If I was trying to pin the link here, bear with me 1 second. Sorry, I can't find my own video. Here it is. Let me go ahead and pin this. I can't find my own video. Oh, snap. Oh, I'm watching myself watch myself on YouTube.
I guess you found it.
I know, right? How fun is that? Pin message. I just wanted to pin it so that I wouldn't have to keep pointing people to it. But there's the link right there, guys. It's pinned. It's in the live chat. It's also pinned, so you guys can feel free to. I'm Xing myself out right now. I just X'd myself out.
Cancel.
Yeah, exactly. But no, man. It's when I woke up to it this morning. When I woke up to this argument, I was like, okay. Funny. Here's a funny thing, though. Here's a funny thing. This is the same stuff that these guys do. I'll give you an example. Today, I believe it's today, is the 1-year anniversary of the Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan. I think it's today, right? Mm-hmm. Now, here's the thing. These same guys, what do you think what they did 1 year ago when that happened? Look at how they reacted when they saw this event unfold. What did they do? They weaponized it. They weaponized it.
They're still using the Taliban. What the Taliban is doing, they're still using that because apparently the face, even when they use certain countries, anytime you want to talk bad about Islam, they always use certain things that's going on in the Middle East. And each and every single time I'm even having conversations with people like that, the first question I have and I tell them is, what makes you think the Middle East speaks for Islam? Even and that's where I don't know about any other.
Wasn't your prophet an Arab? I mean,
the way you said it, it's the way you said it.
I think I think that's probably the first response that comes to my mind. I mean, wasn't your prophet one of them? Wasn't he an Arab?
Well, if you think about this, wasn't your God a Jew? Why are majority of people not Jewish? Why are majority of scholars not Jewish?
Oh, dude, drop it, drop the mic. Dude, drop the mic.
So it's all these different arguments to be taking place, and I'm saying to myself, well, for one. And that's where we start bringing statistics, actual facts, and say majority of Muslims in the world are not Arab. I'm not saying I'm like that. This is just facts. And even with me, I'm Muslim, alhamdulillah, and that's my check. I'm not from the
West
Middle
Africa
East.
is one of the biggest, most populated areas
Exactly.
of the world. West Africa.
Exactly. Yeah. Like my country alone, we are about 70% Muslim, alhamdulillah. Like even going back to the ancient Mali Empire with King Mansa Musa and like in Timbuktu and everything like that. So even that alone, but apparently because people are so stuck with they need, because again, Islam, not even just Islam started. The Prophet Sallallahu his prophecy is his prophethood. That Islam be started.
That was a good point. That was a very good point. It's like, wasn't your God Jewish? I mean,
So
things like
so
that.
the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, his Islam's began or started in Arabia, but now people say, okay, wait a minute, because there are some things going on with in Saudi Arabia, the country. There's certain things going on. Oh, let's use that, and all of a sudden now that's the face of Islam. That's the whatever goes on there, it must be what Islam is talking about. Whatever goes on in Afghanistan, it must be what Islam is talking about. Whatever goes on here, not even having that inability to split the culture from the religion. There's some certain cultural practices, religion. So it's anything they can just hold on to. When people say, "Wait a minute," I think over a couple of years ago in Saudi Arabia, I think women were able to drive. I believe, like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you actually read and understand what Islam, how it liberates women, it gives them how if you actually read about what Islam does to empower women, you will never come to that conclusion and say, oh well, look at Islam, they're realizing that they have an issue, so now they're starting to go back and be more and more liberalized because they know that their own religion is backwards. Stuff like that. So, and I've actually heard that, I kid you not, because they'll say
I can
the whole Islam oppresses women stuff. So that's just one example alone of how the Middle East kind of speaks for Islam. Whatever goes on in the Middle East, that's whatever is, just because they claim, or just because that's where it, quote unquote, it began. Even though as Muslims we don't believe it began with the Prophet.
100% for sure. And you know what's funny, actually? This same guy, Stephen Atkins, I was trying to find a screenshot of it. But here's the thing. This same guy, excuse me, when that happened, when that event transpired, like 2 weeks after the whole event of the Taliban taking over, what happened was he posted something, or he reposted something of some message where some guy had said, 50 or something like a large number of Christian ministers just got murdered in Afghanistan. But here's the thing: there were no sources. It was literally just an image. From what I remember, I'm trying to find the screenshot. It was just an image, and it said something like X number of Christian ministers or X number of pastors or something like that were just murdered in Afghanistan. And I was just like, all I did was I didn't say that's a lie. That I don't know. I said, can I please have? Do you have a source?
You have evidence?
Yeah, do you have a source? And then do you know what he said directly after that? You know what he responded to me with on message? He said, I would be risking their lives if I were to tell you. What the hell does that mean? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Bro, look at me. Do I look dangerous? Do I look here, look. Maybe this will help. I don't know, man. Do I look dangerous?
Well,
I don't know, man. Is this better?
I don't know. Say Allahu Akbar. I don't know. Say it.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah. There you go. Hit the deck. Duck. No, man, look. I mean, look, man. I'm 20 years of age. I was born and raised in California. I have no association with any of these groups, right? I just wanted evidence for your claim. Like, my bad. I mean, I can get my white Christian neighbor to get to ask you for the evidence if that makes you feel better. If that makes your source feel better, all right. But I mean, come on, man. It's just, yeah, your country did this or these Muslims did that, but I can't give you the source, man. I don't trust you. Okay, well, yeah. I mean,
or other Muslims, or other dangerous Muslims could be looking at this, and I could fear for my life. It's the same arguments as far as Christian princess, like Christian princess have when they say, "Oh, I don't want to show my face." Even you look at streams like on EF Dawa, SC Dawa, when they say, "Oh, I don't want to be recorded. I don't want to show myself because I'm in fear for my life," and I'm saying to myself, "What?" I'm listening. I'm watching. I'm listening to, and I'm saying, "What?" And the funny thing is, and this is one thing that I don't know. I forgot which. It was a sister that said this. I forgot. I don't know. Oh my God, I forgot who it was. She said how apparently there are some people out there that believe Islam is out to, like, people when the former president Donald Trump, when they said, "Oh, I think Islam hates us." Not Islam. He said, "I think Islam hates us." And what did he say? He said, "Oh, yeah, Islam hates us." And this Muslimah, mashallah, she said, if 1.2 billion people in the world are Muslims, if every Muslim was out to get you, we would have gotten you. Because it's 1.2 billion of us.
Imagine having 1.2 billion like assassins like after you.
Exactly.
I gotta watch the back, man.
If all of us are in in cahoots and we're all out to
Exactly.
get the non-Muslims, we would
Definitely
have
like that.
gotten you. Like so,
Yeah.
it's just in a funny way. When I heard that, I just laughed and I'm saying to myself, "Yeah, true." I mean, even me as a Muslim, even that alone, whenever because we promote having debates and discussions to teach and give dawah.
They want to
The
know
same
something?
way how
Yeah. It's
go.
I mean, to be quite honest, like I'm trying my best to find the and actually do I wait, is this the right screenshot? Hold on. It might not be because I take a lot of screenshots when I come across a lot of stupid messages. Like half my phone is filled with like just ridiculous screenshots of these people. I know that's not like I know it sounds like I'm wasting my time, but you know what? I can't.
No, you're fine. Yeah, as a matter of fact, some of the groups, the pages that you follow on Facebook, I follow too, and I actually see as soon as someone posts a response, I see you actually commenting on the post that they're doing, literally refuting it within 10 seconds, literally. So I do the same thing too when I see some of the idiocy that's spewed. And the sad thing for me, when I even just look at that, and I'm saying to myself, this person actually believes this.
Right.
It's not even just I'm saying, oh, this is idiotic, but then all of a sudden, this idiocy is believed by these people. Like certain people actually believe in this idiotic.
And by the way, if you guys what do you call it? The problem is at this point, at this time, my Facebook account had like my full name, so I can't show the entire thing. Damn, I feel bad now. No, I because I didn't. Wait, do I? No, I can't show that. Dang it! I spent.
Oh, what?
It's fine. I could send it to you if you'd like. I could send it to you guys.
Hey, no, I would like to see.
Allah is my witness. Allah curse me if I'm lying. All right. This is just like, dang, man, I wanted to show that. But no, because he did that, though. He responded to that. I'm like, actually, by the way, I was actually 19 at the time. Sorry, I was 19 at the time, right? Because this was a year ago. Exactly a year, or almost exactly
I still
a year
can't
ago.
believe that, man. Like,
Bro,
you have a baby face,
like,
but the beard you have a complete baby face,
like,
but
I actually,
dang, bro.
I'm brother Rumsey, man. I'm you know, I mean, I know I'm fairly tall. I'm 6 foot, but you know, other than that, I'm not intimidating.
Hold on, you're 6 foot?
I am 6 foot, actually.
Well, you're way tall. You're way taller than me, bro.
Okay, cool, man. But the thing is, here's the thing, though. I mean, now I have a slightly thicker skin. After a year of being on Clubhouse, I have a thicker skin, much thicker skin. But at the time, I was still like, what, like, huh?
How could you?
I was like, oh, like that hurts, Steven. Really? That really hurts. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Psychor. You want to do that? You want to do that, Psychor? Okay.
Wait a minute.
He didn't spell.
Wait a minute. Okay. Let's not go into this argument because if he's saying, "Oh, you're only 6 foot," I'm saying, "Wait a minute. You're much more. You're significantly taller than me, bro. Because I'm about 5'7".
Okay, I mean that's yeah.
Still,
fine,
but hey, it's all good. It's all good. So honestly, inshallah, if I ever get a chance to say, I'll be like, "Hey, look, I don't appreciate what you."
Yeah, it's okay.
Anyways,
it's okay. No problem.
but yeah.
All right. Anyway, man. Anyway. Wait. Look. See. You got a friend. See. He's talking. He Psychor apparently is self-identifying as short. You're like, it's shortness pride, like that.
We're in this together, brother.
You're in this. Okay, man. We're coming. We're taking over the. Man. Us taller people. We're taking over the world, man. That's how it goes. But anyway, man. I think we've made our points. I'm gonna go. I think we should go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate you, man, for coming on, for giving your thoughts on this, man, because this stuff it's funny. I mean, of course, the stabbing is a terrible thing that happened, but his reactions, and the marketing, these people's marketing skills and using this, unfortunately, it's not only sad, it's funny, but it's also sad. It's kind of bittersweet.
No, it's very, very sad because even when because again, Rahim, I love Sheikh Ahmadidat. Love him.
Who doesn't?
I love him. When I say, because again, for me, I had, alhamdulillah, my parents are Muslim, my family's Muslim, but I had to have my own journey to Islam. Oh, yeah. And Sheikh Ahmadidat, rahimahullah, was one of the biggest reasons why. And even one thing I didn't realize at first, when I was listening to one of his speeches, one of his discussions, one of the questioners actually was Samuel Green, a young Samuel Green. I don't know if
I
anybody
saw that
realized
video
it.
too. I've seen that video.
And I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, I recognize that it's like he's Australian, he has that Aussie accent. And I'm saying, wait a minute, that's Samuel Green.
Never
So at
changes.
that time,
Never changed.
and I'm saying, wait a minute, wow. So it's been since that age. And even when Samuel Green had debates with Zakir Hussain, Adnan Rashid, at that time I'm saying, okay, cool, he's a Christian, but
Yeah, we go way, you and me, we go way back with Samuel. Like we go way back. We've
oh
seen
yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Like but the thing is, the sadness part comes because even when I actually watched this debate with Rabbi Tovia Singer, by the way, and I'm saying, okay, at that time he's actually bringing up, he's at least respectful. He's not someone who I would say has an
in his
agenda.
debates, I'm not gonna lie, he seems like a pretty nice guy.
Exactly.
In his debate. But his behavior online, when I see this,
Thank you.
And by the way,
now when you see him outside of it, you say to myself, is this the true colors start showing out?
He's not just quoting a website. He's a writer for the Answering Islam website. That's another thing to keep in mind.
I didn't know that. Oh
he is. God. I've heard. He's what do you call it? In his debates, in some of his debates where I watched, where he had, they openly said he's this and that the other. He's a writer for the Answering Islam website. He's it's clear he's open about it. And so and the thing is, I've also seen some other content of his. I mean, I can tell you, I've heard some other things that a lot of other people haven't heard. I'm not gonna go public about it, but I've really been disappointed. I mean, the guy is obviously. I mean, you just said it. You just said it yourself. There's even a video of him talking to Ahmed Didat. Like that's how long this guy's been around. But I've also DM'd him online on Facebook, asked him some questions about Christianity. I've been very surprised and really disappointed, to be quite honest, at some of the answers I've gotten. You know, and you know, you'd think someone this. By the way, I'm studying chemical engineering. He's a chemical engineer as well. Did you know that? I found that out. Right? Wow. It's a coincidence, by the way. I'm not, it's a
I don't know, man.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm like, someone of that academic level of achievement. I'm like, bro, you should be like, this is ahead, as we say now.
You'd expect that, but based on what you've seen from this debate, you'd expect him having because people say, well, common sense is not so common these days.
No,
you would think he would be someone at least respectful. Not necessarily someone that has an agenda that's literally just all out with it. Now he's going to the point where, like you said, he's not hiding it anymore. So it's now it's the progression when you see it. So now I'm saying to myself, Samuel Green, well, anytime I see a Samuel Green, even though he's a Christian, I'm saying, okay, Lord, I used to say, no, okay, let me listen to what he has to say. I don't agree with it, but let me listen. Because again, I'd rather, because even people, even another person is someone like James White, and I'm saying to myself, you can see the progression. The progression as far as how you think one right now.
I don't know if I put them in the same boat.
Oh no, I'm saying I'm even saying because I don't know if you with James White's more of on an emotional level because I remember
James White would. I don't think James White would ever stoop down to the level of.
Oh no, most definitely. But even it's not heck. First of all, heck no. That's But James White, even when I first began, because I love watching debates, even just listening to. He's a good preacher. I would say he's actually one of the best I've heard when it comes to debating, when it comes to from the Christian perspective. However, it's one thing for me to hear what he said, his debates versus Zakir Hussain,
right?
And then I'm hearing his debate with Jake, the Muslim metaphysician, and I see a different James White. I don't know is that just me or do you?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's like one is bad, one is good, but I'm seeing one is slightly more evidential, one is more emotional. That's what I would say.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying about progression. Because now, as far as when it comes to the facts, you're saying now, well, it's like close more and more logic. Because again, I believe the higher the emotion, the lower the logic.
He was starting to see the more
close-mindedness in a way. Thank you. It was more okay. Let's be factual. Now it's more well. Even if you provide me the facts, I'm still not going. So it's the close-mindedness come into play. You can start seeing the progression. But with Samuel Green, it's a whole nother story. Now you start seeing, I'm just like, wait a minute.
And also not just that, but also the platforms that Samuel Green has shared. He shared platforms with other people as well. Like that, I know James White would never share platforms.
Yeah,
he would never like James White is much more sensitive than that. So this, but yeah, I to be honest, and you know what, this is a shout out to Samuel Green, right? If because you seem to love this argument. One authentic report. You know, your buddies couldn't answer it. I mean, I don't know if you wrote that. I don't know if you wrote that Answering Islam link. Like, if you wrote that article, I'm gonna assume the best in you and say you didn't. One authentic report on the story of the Satanic Verses. Bukhari, Muslim, I don't care. Give me a hadith. Give me a book of hadith. Give me a hadith number. Otherwise, finished.
Mhm.
You're gonna say something?
Just like how you said, because again, I'm trying to keep the benefit of that and say he didn't write that, at least.
I could probably check. I don't know.
But here's the thing, though. If that's the case, then are you telling me that somebody wrote it in Salman Green's name, trying to come across as Salman Green? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, that was common back in the at one point in history, but that's not the point. But anyway.
But hey, apparently all people have to do I have to do for it to be by Salman Green is just write out. Oh, wait a minute. At least it's Salman Green, and apparently you believe it. But anyways, hey, I'm not trying to insinuate anything here, but hey,
yeah, good point. You took the words right out of Ali's head. But anyway, man, I think we'll just call it there. Jazakallah khair. I appreciate your coming on, man. I loved hearing your input. It's very beneficial. Hopefully I'll see you around, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Welcome back anytime, inshallah.
Thank you for having me. Anytime, just let me know, okay?
No problem. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
All right, brothers and sisters, jazakallah khair for everyone for tuning in. I appreciate all the all the comments. I appreciate all the comments in the live chat. You know, it means the world to me when I see people interacting. I love interacting with you guys. I see Jimbo, I see Sister Haltam, I see Naeem, I see Psychor. A number of people commented. Every single one of you guys, I try to read every single one, guys. Whenever you guys leave comments under the videos, I read every single one. I've been catching some pretty naughty comments under my videos quite recently. But that's a whole other can of worms. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, I have to top this off just one last time, just to be sure we make this clear. We condemn this whole. I'm speaking for myself and Ali, because he did as well. We condemn this stabbing wholeheartedly. What this video was more about was firstly to condemn it, to express our condemnation, but secondly to show how shady a lot of Christian missionaries are in response to a lot of these things, right? How they weaponize these things, how they use these as a marketing tool to market already refuted arguments that have been arguments that have been refuted many times. It's literally that easy. Again, I'm calling out Samuel Green. This is open challenge. One, give me the book of hadith, and give me the hadith number. Give me just one hadith where one authentic hadith which narrates this event. I'm talking specifically, just to be clear, I'm talking specifically the part where the Prophet supposedly was tricked by Satan. Hadith book and hadith number, otherwise refuted. And with that, a good day, a good night. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. See you guys later.